Welcome to the dawn of a new era, an era where knowledge is the fuel for innovation, where expertise opens the door to endless possibilities, and where the future is shaped by those who are ready to lead. At SVCH, Silicon Valley Certification Hub, we believe in the power of next-generation professionals. We believe in you. In a world that moves faster than ever, where challenges arise that we've never faced before, it's not just about keeping up, it's about staying ahead. It's about mastering the tools of tomorrow to build the world we want today. Our globally recognized certifications are not just credentials, they're pathways. Pathways to mastering critical knowledge, from Agile and Scrum to data management, innovation, AI, and beyond. Whether you're a seasoned executive or a rising star, SVCH is here to elevate your expertise to the next level. Together, we will shape industries, transform organizations, and break through the barriers of the past. We invite you to join the new wave of leaders and innovators, prepared, confident, and ready to face challenges the world has never seen.
Welcome to SVCH Talks, where innovation meets inspiration, and every conversation sparks transformation. Here we unlock the future, share cutting-edge insights, and empower you to lead the way in a world driven by knowledge and discovery. Let's elevate together, because the next breakthrough starts here.
Hello, welcome everyone to this our first SBCH talk. I'm Daniel Gomez and I'll be your host tonight in this exciting session. So let's go dive in. Tonight with me is Rosh Charian, a visionary leader who is a technologist who drives transformation change in the technology industry. With an outstanding career spanning from being a software engineer at Honeywell Technologies, a huge experience in R&D, Hewlett-Packard, and as well Telefonica. He currently holds the position of CTO at the recognized company Cognicore, for which he has constantly stood out in the expansion of digital solutions to empower. He has to empower companies around the world. In recent years, he has lived in Silicon Valley, adding value to the ecosystem through all his experience in the innovation, research, and development, product strategy, and some leadership, which is that's why he represents a big force that is shaping the future in the technology field. So welcome, Rosh. Thank you for being here with me and with our audience, and we're more than happy to have you in this talk.
Thank you, Daniel. It's great to be here.
So let's go straight with this exciting topic, Rosh. First of all, you are the CTO of Cognicore. Let us know more about yourself, how it was the journey in AI, fintech, what's happening with Cognicore. If you can tell us about the solution.
Yeah, surely. So my journey into AI and fintech is very accidental. So I grew up in India, in a small state in the south of India. My mother is a physics professor, so from early on I was very much interested in physics and science. Studied engineering and then specifically biomedical engineering, and then went on to work in different medical equipment companies, and then in hospitals like that. So then at that time, a lot of things were going computerized. Everything was changing. So I wanted to study computer engineering. So I went back to the university and then I studied computer engineering. After that, I worked in different companies in that field, including, as you mentioned, Honeywell in India, and then moved to Scotland and worked in different companies of Hewlett-Packard in the telecom sector. Then moved to Spain, where I worked with one of the largest telcos in the world, this Telefonica. So at that time, I really enjoyed like how the scale of large number of customers and how companies are designing systems to handle that problems that are unique to large companies. So I was building different kinds of products and portals and web applications and also studied a lot about LATAM market. I also been part of some of the market studies or trials in LATAM. After that, at that point, my co-founder and my wife actually started a company called Cognicore, which was going to address a specific type of AI, enterprise AI. And this happened way back like 10 years, more than 10 years ago. So at that time, nobody had heard of AI. So the goal was to use AI for enterprise applications, such as how to engage between customers and large enterprises. So that's when I suggested, being Telefonica, I think they should use this technology. So that way we got some initial, funding and all, and we embarked on deploying this technology in the telecom sector. And we were the first company to actually resolve a complaint sent by a user fully automatically using AI, and then give resolution back to the user all in just 2 or 3 minutes. So this is like, how it is when you have anybody who have dealt with a telecom company, like you call, you go and wait, and then you maybe send several emails back and forth, but it will take a long time before you get something. So that experience in that small deployment we did, where a user was able to get their reply resolved in 2 or 3 seconds, was really transforming for me. So then I decided that my career would focus more on AI and the intersection of AI and enterprise. So that's how we moved into productizing this. And then we deployed this in different industries. So starting with telcos, but then we moved into financial services. And we work with different banks, retail banks, in different countries in Asia, in Europe, as well as in different countries, basically on different use cases. And then we found that this is in the financial services sector. This is finance is everything, is key to everything, right? Like we all have relationship with our banks and different things that we do, insurance, wealth management, all of these things are related. And AI in different ways can benefit both the customer and the enterprise. So that's how my journey into this sector came in. What I learned is that there is just like one of the, like how internet revolutionized our information services. AI is going to revolutionize our intelligence services, or the overall intelligence. So it's really exciting and transformative. In the US, we work mostly with the wealth management or the investment management companies. So there we help them to basically streamline operations, as well as elevate the customer experience, as well as help in adhering to compliance.
It sounds like a great and very interesting journey. All your career, the development that you have been experienced, sound like the most of all the professionals that we start like being like nothing, then rising and getting some extra skills, trying and find some new fields of technology and going deep, and of course evolving as the nature of the technology is, it right? So, well, moving forward with the AI powered financial services, can you tell us about what about Cognicore vision about this industry? How is the transformation happening with this new interaction between AI and financial services?
Sure. So in financial services, actually, there is for every financial organization or financial firm, their main sort of asset is beyond the money or whatever accounts they have, is their customer. So once you lose customer, then you lose a lifetime of whatever that customer is going to bring, what their children are going to bring, all of that. So it's a big relationship that financial firms have with their customer.
Long term, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long term. But the problem is that because there is a lot of scale, there is a lot of volume of customers, they cannot give like a personalized engagement a high touch engagement with the customers. So at this moment, what's happening is that the reason why they are not able to give a really personalized, and because from our point of view, from customers' point of view, the bank knows everything about us, or the investment management firm knows everything. So they should be able to reach out to me and advise me. But why would I have to tell everything to? When we call somebody, like they ask things, and then next time you call, you have to repeat everything again. So there is a lot of friction in the customer engagement. And when also coming to your wealth management side, like if you are opening a 401k, so first of all, there is a lot of lack of financial literacy. In the US, there is only like a top percentage of people who actually are in the who have a financial advisor, or whose financial life is managed professionally. There is a huge volume of people who are below that. They don't understand a lot of financial terms. It's very complex. So there is a huge problem in terms of experience. It is not the same like you go to Amazon, and within a couple of clicks you order a coffee machine and it's there delivered. But or if you want an Uber, you click and you get it. But it's not the same when you are opening a 401k, or if you are rebalancing a portfolio, or if your your life event changes, your retirement, you want to take a distribution from your retirement account. There is a different rules apply, and you get lost, and a lot of paperwork involved, all of this. So what Cognicore is trying to do is to create a seamless end-to-end engagement for between the customer as well as the financial firms, especially focusing in the wealth management or the investment management sector. But then from there, it can go into like different aspects of it, like insurance. You have the retail bank, all of that. So our goal here is to make it as intuitive, as seamless as possible, both for the enterprise and for the customer.
Now, for nowadays, that we are full of tools, for several people, it's very easy to go and find some new technology or to develop their own technology. What sets the AI-powered assistants apart from the traditional automated tools, or maybe some other old tools that we can face or
Yes.
find there in that
Yes,
sector?
absolutely. So I would put it this way: there was like a pre-Chat GPT time of AI, where like last 6-7 years, where people were doing like POCs or like pilots, and then some production deployments some companies have done. But then AI was kind of like nice to have, let's say. But post Chat GPT, we know that the even from middle school students till retired professionals, everyone is now able to access intelligence. So the bar of expectation has gone up. So now people are thinking, okay, so I can analyze my bank statement using ChatGPT. Then why not my bank or my financial firm can use the same kind of things and give me those kind of experiences? So previously, when you used to chat with some chatbot, the virtual assistant, so called, at that time, it was like mostly canned answers or something. Like it has limitations. But now, with the AI powered assistants that has access to large language models, and from Cognicore we use something called knowledge graphs, which are like sort of guardrails for the large language models. And this allows the large language models to stay within the perimeter of the regulatory and compliant framework. So all of these things and the automation capabilities that have evolved over the years, with the cloud and everything, data is able to be pulled and pushed very easily. So all of this has created intelligent virtual assistants that has tremendous potential to transform experiences in every vertical. So within the banking or the financial services sector, this is going to change a lot of things, from customer onboarding to very high-end relationship management. But the core thing is that the mundane, repetitive tasks, day-to-day tasks that are low value, for that, you could leverage the AI assistants, but then you are unlocking the bandwidth for your staff to focus on the high touch, deep relationship building effort for the other activities. So that way, they don't waste time in like looking up a form or filling that form, or just
And sorry to interrupt you. I don't know if you can share us, like, for the people who is in the industry, maybe they want to know some kind of measurable benefits, or something, yeah, more real that they can land to their companies, being in touch with Cognicore, or what Cognicore customers they have achieved with this AI assistant.
Sure. So obviously, there is a cost reduction in the sense that you are now able to automate some of the low value tasks. You don't need staff to do that. Now, not only cost reduction, but I would say there is also a time reduction. So it's faster. So all the KPIs you see, like time to resolve a ticket now, or the number of the call volume reduction to a contact center, or the CSAT score for the customer satisfaction. All of these, you'll see a top line growth in on all of these metrics, because of the AI able to take care of the obvious, like automating the obvious things. But then beyond that, what happens is that even for complex tasks, even that complex tasks also, for example, like planning a investment planning for a family. Like now you have to consider different things, like what are the life goals of the family, like what life stage they are in. Are they married, or do they have kids? When are they going to retire, where, like all of that. So that financial planning is a complex task. But even for that, usually currently we the advisors sit with the family, and then they take some notes, they scribble it somewhere, and then they go back and put that everything into computer. But now everything has the potential to be fully digitized, so that you don't lose any data. So the data is now captured. Like if you're having a Zoom conference call with the client, you can transcribe that entire conversation. You can extract things that are relevant, and then you can nicely put that into your data lake, or your CRM. And now you can run AI on top of that. So there is a lot of potential to transform not only the operational metrics I mentioned, but also the data quality, and then use that as a foundation to create enterprise-wide new experiences as well.
Oh yeah, everything now with related with data, it's happening right now. No,
Absolutely.
and most of the people or the companies, maybe they are not getting at all that the data management or data related things are the foundation, the basis to deliver the AI solutions. And of course, there are several challenges around all of these topics. There are, I don't know if you can share some challenges and how you are facing the company, maybe something between or something related about privacy, the compliance, all these new things that there is happening on the ecosystem.
Yes, absolutely. That is the other piece of it. So, any technology, when it's released, you have a lot of activity, and the expectations are very high. But then you quickly run into problems, and this is the early adopters of these technologies already some of them have realized these problems. You see in the news periodically it comes up, like, there is a airline that maybe gave wrong information to the customer, and they had to compensate the customer. Then there is some other, in my own experience, I was chatting to an AI assistant for renting an apartment, and then they gave me an appointment, but then when I went there was nobody there. So there is a lot of pitfalls that when you deploy an AI solution, you have to be aware of. I would categorize all these things into different buckets. So there is this accuracy bucket, wherein whatever the information that you give should be accurate. Otherwise, you are liable for that. So there are different ways to solve those things. Like some companies use only information that they have previously written down in some documents. So they say, answer questions only from these things. Don't invent anything or hallucinate the technical word for that from outside this. Only stick to this. But even then, there might be, when you use generative AI, it could add its own words and interpretations. So there is this linking to the source, wherever when you say give out a response, you'll also say, oh, hey, I got this response from this document. And you see that Google is already doing it when you search for something like that. So the accuracy is a big concern, and educating the customers that this is an AI service endpoint. This is not a human endpoint. So you have to put in place all the compliance language in consultation with your legal team, that this endpoint is going to be fully automated or things like that. The other aspect of it is the privacy part. So obviously, a lot of the information, many companies use different large language models. And the thing about large language models is, like, when you give it some data, then there is a potential that it could go and sit there and be used to retrain the next version of the model. So there, the privacy becomes important, because if you give your private information, then both for the companies, it's a risk, because their confidential information would go outside the boundaries. And then also for the users, that's a problem, because if this information goes into someone that is that doesn't have a good intention, then their privacy is compromised. So in that bucket, what typically enterprises are doing now is basically ensuring that either the large language models are not storing the data, so they only work with providers which are contractually obliged not to store this data. They have to basically use the data and then delete it immediately. There is not caching or anything. So that's the privacy bucket. Then the other aspects of security, where everything is hosted. Is it hosted on secure platforms like Azure or AWS, things like that? Are they following are the businesses or the vendors following all these best practices? Do they have ISO 9000 or SOC 9001, SOC 2, Type 2 compliance, all of that? And also the other aspects of ethical AI, bias in AI, things like that. So if you are deploying something for the general population, then you must ensure that when users of different categories you use your interface, the virtual assistants, they all should get unbiased responses and that are ethically compliant. So there are platforms that help to do that. We are also providing a lot of test suites to basically as a platform. So in our platform, we can run different types of bias testings because we have facility to run different types of queries in an automated way, and also generate different types of queries and ensure that it's the large language models are well trained. So these are some of the regulatory challenges, and again, this is evolving. So in the financial services sector, the regulatory bodies like FINRA, the SEC, they are coming out with guidelines like almost every month on like how to what are the things that financial organizations should look into before deploying such systems. And the user consent is a big thing. So whenever you start an interaction, like you have to get the consent from the user for that. So that's a great thing to there. But finally, everything that the AI system does, there should be an audit trail. So there should be an explainable component of it, like if the AI is used as a decision support system, then and it gives out a recommendation, then the AI system should be able to explain why it gave out that recommendation. So maybe it would say, this is a good way to save some tax strategy to save. Then it should also say like what's the reason for that. So
And is there? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, so what I'm just going to say that was that all these things at the end contribute to building trust. So right now, humans trust humans, but humans don't yet fully trust AI or machines because we've just started. Now there should be a point where the trust between humans and AI should be there. So that at that point is not yet reached. So all these activities will go into building the trust. So for the enterprise as well as the users.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And following that, the human trust humans. What about the data quality? Because that's something that, of course, users and the architect designers, maybe they don't have like the proper filters, or they don't have the data as well as we need.
Yeah.
So what about that?
So that's a big problem now in enterprises. So the data is fragmented. So you have your maybe customer CRM system has some information. Then you have some information locked out in your let's say operational systems. Then you have some other information in different systems. So the data is now distributed. Then because some of the things are not digitized, like you might have data still sitting in the analog, like paper based forms and things like that. So in order to be able to like to give a good experience, like if I ask what's the status of my account, did we that I asked to open, did that open to and if there is a problem in that, like maybe something is missing, some authorization is missing, it has to check all the systems. So then you tend to like have problems. So in order to resolve that, one way is to bring everything into a data lake kind of thing. Some companies have adopted that, and then resolve it that way. There is other patterns like federated search, where in a multi-agent based framework, wherein the data is federated. So all you build different agents to collect data from different systems, bring it all together, and then use AI on top of that. So I think data quality is foundational to build any reliable sort of system. And what we are seeing is that this is a chicken and egg situation, because unless you have a good data, you cannot deploy a good AI. But then unless you deploy some AI, you may not be able to get good data, right? Because if you deploy AI and then people start talking to the AI, then you know what people are interested in, and then you can actually go and build those data, because there is no point in building something which people are not using. So what we have seen is there is no one solution. So all, data will always be fragmented. There's a lot of legacy data in place. Even companies still use mainframes. So data will always be there. But then it doesn't stop you from starting your AI deployments, AI based customer engagements, or your own field staff engagements. You can use AI to support their decisions. Start small and then build an iterative loop so that the you discover what are the top 80% of the things maybe can be fixed by getting 20% of the most high impactful things. So you focus your attention there. So that is what I have seen with our clients is that they have data quality problem, but they those innovators always look for opportunities where they can start in a low friction manner, and then they can scale into high impact areas.
Okay, so can you recommend, like, instead of start doing an A/B test, could be going straight to a small or to an MVP, and then start increasing the value that it's delivering? Is that correct? Or
So if you do A/B tests and a lot of analysis, it tends to get this analysis paralysis where we keep doing a lot of, let's say, armchair design. Now, if you do a MVP and if you also take your customers or the end users into that, like a small section of that, into that, then actually what you're learning is also about the behavior, because what your innovation department thinks is not may not be the same as what the end customers think. So there is this experience that, like, sometimes when some of the features that are not seen as good, maybe the users would come back just to use that feature. So we have seen that when we deployed it one of the largest banks in Singapore, and then it was a digital assistant for mortgage application. And there was a tiny feature in that where anybody could come and find out their interest rate for their own if they describe their condition. So that was much easier than actually going into the bank's website and looking into many things. They just describe their condition, and then immediately they get like a interest rate for the loan, for the mortgage. So such type of features, if you can embed it and then discover like why user is interested in that, because the people thought that that's a better way than doing other things. So there is a lot of experimentation and trial, everything required, because AI systems are not 100%. You cannot design everything beforehand. It's a journey. So you have to be, the mindset should be a little bit sort of experimental. In that way, I think both the users also benefit, because we all need optionality. So users want to maybe make a phone call, or maybe they want to visit a branch, or they want to do it using an AI assistant. So all this optionality given to the user would basically help the users, because you have millennials to retirees. There's a lot of people whom we are trying to serve. So each one may have different likes or channel preferences. So what I would say is basically doing MVPs, but at the same time being aware of all the pitfalls that you mentioned, like in terms of security, compliance, privacy, all of that would basically help the value in getting these innovative experiences rolled out faster and also in a very compliant and secure way.
Oh, that's great. And if we continue talking about these challenges, now on table is like a huge topic related with AI ethics.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the onboarding that you're getting with the product at Cornicore.
Yes. In almost every conversations with our enterprise clients, this topic comes up, and what we are seeing is that the companies are setting up AI review committees. So there is earlier there used to be the vendor due diligence where you have a review of the vendors, different things like SOC 2, Type 2, the different architecture, all of that. But now there is an additional step called AI review. Now, what this AI review so far, what I have come across in with my clients is mostly looking into things that you mentioned, like ethics, bias, like the uh, how does the model behave when when it has an error, things like that. So in terms of ethics, so basically the the users are quite sensitive about these matters. So you have to uh, put in place guardrails that the user is not able to game the system and then get out, break the ethical principles. So how you set up those guardrails is key. We can start with by design itself, taking models that are specific to certain domain. You can also put in place different restrictions in the prompt. Some companies also use a review of what the AI system gives out, you either in a automated way or they do a human in the loop verification to see. Sometimes, over a period of time, maybe they analyze some random queries, or they have a sort of automated comparison or judging capabilities built in, so that the model the AI system is not giving out responses that are deviating from the ethical standards. There is also a lot of um, depending on the application, like the uh, what is there is another way to look at it, is that there are bad humans as well. There are humans that have interactions are probably not. If there is a scope for any ethical violations, AI system can look on that and catch it. So there is, in certain industries that are regulated, the AI is used for compliance checking. So it goes and checks all the whatever recommendations you have given, and if compares it with the customer's profile, and that way you can look at the from a compliance point of view, is there any miss on this recommendation. So both the AI systems have to be ethically designed. There have to be uh, policies put in place in the organization. The people who train the AI models, who probably fine tune the recommendations, they have to be aware of those standards. So it's a people, process, and technology combination. So as an institution, you put in place processes like a AI ethics review committee, and the people understand the responsibility. Then the technology also supports that to cover any chance of ethical, misfires and things like that. So it's a combination of all that, and I think with implementing all this, can enhance the posture of the firm.
Wow. A lot of things to do.
Yeah,
It sounds
it's exciting. It's
very
really
easy and
exciting.
interesting to implement an AI um, power assistance, right? But at the end, who we deliver some projects, we know that there are always a lot of challenges involved in it. But well, with all your experience, Rush, across all these long career developing this product, being the CTO of the Cognicore company, uh, what does the future hold under your perspective for the AI power assistance in this field?
Yeah, so the future is really bright. So if we look at the technological evolution, so we are actually transitioning now from the age of information to the age of intelligence. Now, what that means is very much transformative because it's going to change, it's going to reshape everything. So, all types of interactions are going to be affected by AI. Um, and it's for now, the intelligence is available in a very tangible way. So, it can be embedded into your operations and also distributed. So it's going to change everything. So some of the things that we can call out are predictive analytics. So because AI can now spot some of the patterns, it can predict what's going to happen, like if this client is going to churn, if the client is because it can analyze conversations, meeting notes, all of that, and then it can predict things. Predictive analytics is a huge uh, driver in industries that are facing huge customer lifetime value, like finance, for example. Then you have the capability for just conversational AI or Gen AI, using from a range of things from summarizing things to generating very short, marketing messages, emails, very specific emails personalized to each client. So there is the Gen AI aspect of it, and then you can use it in decision support systems. So a lot of the decisions which basically used to be done on a kind of flowchart methodology, that can now be changed into a very well reasoning based digital support systems with the help of AI systems that surface these arguments so that you can make the right decisions. You don't have to go and search all of those arguments manually from databases and uh, different documents. In addition to that, it also drives financial inclusion. And more than that, it's also the accessibility. So a lot of people are left out of this, wealth building aspect, even in a land of opportunities like the US, because they are not able to access those services. For example, investment management services are also there. It is costly. Like you have to access it with some professionals. Maybe you don't have the time for that. So AI supported systems can bring down the cost and make it more personalized and accessible. So when you have the time, you have the in your own, whatever style and language possible, you can slowly start coming into the financial uh, uh, investment management or different types of experiences, and thereby the AI lowers the barrier of entry. All of this is going to happen because now a lot of companies have started interesting partnerships between fintechs, between the AI companies that are coming up now. Everything is offered as a service, and obviously, large organizations cannot build everything themselves. So they partner with a lot of the partners in realizing these experiences. So what's going to evolve is an ecosystem in which this intelligence is carefully curated and available, so that everything can be connected and new services can be provided on top of that. So what I would like to mention here is that because it's going to change everything, people needs to also change, in the sense you cannot stop change. So the ones who understand these change, adapt to them early, get all the information and qualifications required in order to handle those changes head on. Those people would basically be able to drive a really high transformative effect. And at the end, those companies that invest in this kind of understanding early on AI and the operational challenges, as well as getting well equipped in terms of the staff competency in these areas, those companies will drive a lot of experiences and a lot of ROI, and there will be a huge gap between the ones that have invested in these experiences and the ones that have not, because that gap, it will be so huge that the ones that have not invested will basically lose out because of that. They cannot bridge that gap. So that's what I see in the future.
Oh, nice. Well, Rush, we're almost running out of time. I really appreciate all this time that you invest with us. Um, it was quite interesting and full of great insights. This conversation about what's happening, what's going on with the industry, how the industry, the finance industry, one of the most important in the world, is reshaping with these new technologies, with the AI. And it's great to know that there are some products that have a lot of maturity, more than the maturity that we can expect. It's not just a new tool or something that that was built with maybe some chat GPT code, and it's something that it's handling by people without experience. So for my point of view, that is something that it's very, very, very great and amazing. Congratulations to you and your team, your company. I think that you are guys doing very well, and thank you for sharing all these insights. I don't know if you want to add some final insight for the audience, or any comment that you want to share us.
Yeah, I would. Thanks, Daniel, for inviting me, and I enjoyed the conversation. I would just like to share a slide just to for the audience, if it
Sure,
benefits them.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Let me. Yeah, hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so actually, I was supposed to show this earlier. So basically, Cognicore is a co-pilot for wealth management, and if among the audience, if anybody is interested in this field, who have connections in this field, you're most welcome to reach out to me by LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to give you a demo, or your organization a particular demo. We are currently working only in the US market, but we'll be soon rolling out to other markets. However, the problems faced by us, solved by us, are applicable in all sectors. So I'd be happy to share our journey to anybody who is interested in going on over these things. So what we offer is basically an end-to-end platform that understand the complex processes. So it has inbuilt intelligence that understands all of that. It basically then can help different aspects, like you have service center, contact center people, you have the advisors, the clients. So all of them can basically interact with the with our AI assistant and then get actionable insights for all of them. So service center can get insights, and when a call is coming in, we immediately connect to the CRM of the person who is calling, and then present them with the AI driven insights to solve the call much faster. When an advisor is going to meet with a client, we help them prepare much better for the meeting. So we kind of within a very short time we educate the advisor about the different aspects the client might be interested in. We create agenda talking points. We capture the meeting notes and then extract key points discussed and put it back to the advisor's CRM. They can also initiate tasks and complete those tasks. And for the client, they can also use a lot of the self-service capabilities to understand how their wealth is performing, how their investments are performing. So all of these are the key benefits that we offer. So please go to cognicore.com and you can find more information there, or you can reach out to me by LinkedIn. Thank you.
Okay. So, well, I want to thank you again for being here with us tonight. And, well, thank you all for staying watching us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you and see you till next episode.
Thanks.